I'm Jarissel, here to discuss some helpful tips and tricks for processing your payroll. Our goal really is to save you time and money so that you can get back to what matters most, which is running your business. So today I'm here with Randy, our in-house payroll expert, here to discuss setting up payroll not only federally or state, but also locally. Is that correct?
Correct.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get started. You said you have a method to the madness, 4 components, correct?
Yes, Jarissel. Essentially, there's 4 primary components in an appropriate payroll tax setup for employees.
So what's the first one?
Well, you essentially need to determine where the employee lives.
Okay.
Their residence state.
Okay.
The second component would be where they work, their work state. The third component would be if they are working remotely. Sometimes you will have employees that live and work in a state which is other than the state that the employee does business or the employer does business.
So why is all of this important?
Because taxation is very complex, and it's very, very important to be able to answer all 3 of those components.
Okay, so how does working remotely affect taxation?
Well, working remotely, that's what I alluded to earlier. You can be deemed in the system as working remotely. That's a checkbox usually in a payroll system, and that tells me as a payroll person that you're not going to be, if the employer's in South Carolina and that remote employee's in Indiana, we're going to pay the state income taxes to Indiana. We're also going to pay the state unemployment insurance amounts to Indiana for that remote employee. Okay,
so you pay both the state and the unemployment taxes to the state of residence.
Their residence state.
Gotcha.
Given just that scenario, that remote scenario.
Okay.
There's one other, the fourth and other major component to this complex question generally is many states have what we call reciprocity agreements.
Okay.
Reciprocity agreements allow for the resident state to receive the state income taxes rather than a border state, which may actually be the actual work state.
And does every state have a reciprocity agreement?
No, a limited number of states have reciprocity agreements with some of the reciprocity agreements actually, I believe too, aren't even dealing with border states. They deal with some other states, but there's a limited number. There's also a limited number of states that have no state income taxes at all.
Okay, and what is the benefit of having a reciprocity agreement?
Well, it prevents the employee from being taxed dual taxation effectively. They would be paying taxes in 2 states for the same amount of money.
Right. And unfortunately, there are states that are like that, correct? Where there is a dual?
There are.
Or unfortunately, I guess for the employee, not for the state.
There are indeed some states to where it's very likely that you would have dual taxation.
Okay. So we should recommend, and echo me on this, for all of our employers that if you are setting up your business, and especially setting up your payroll, please do check with your state to make sure to see if they do have this reciprocity agreement. And they should be able to answer that question, correct?
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much. I hope this was helpful. Thank you, Randy, for joining us, and until next time.